going up, we going crazy, going bonkers. Produced by Ziggy, Zay Ticky, believe that.
It ain't peaches, it'll deceive you, boy, believe me. What you know about a jungle made with nothing but semen. No creepy crawlers, just heathens that prey on your weakness. Smell the slightest hint of fear, and the stainless you'll eat it. Gang bangers that greet your tats on their face like Wheezy. Pulling up by the ounce, walking around looking sleepy. I'm from a town, no integrity, a broken city, disrupted. I know niggas who once were real, who now turn into suckers. When it comes to murder, it's nothing. Rallos get pulled over scuffles. Bumpy road around this motherfucker, your life means nothing. It ain't peaches. Niggas walking around with no feelings, with a chip on their shoulder, saying the world don't feel us. Trying to earn up some millions so they can split with they niggas. I know cats that died broke because they lost all ambition. Where the cops out to get us.
Welcome back to another edition of More to Live for Queens of the City. We're up to volume 9 now. We're live from location from So Thorough. Got a special young lady with me here today. Well, actually, I'm honored to be with her. I'm in her shop, so I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and she's gonna fill you in about what she does, and we can go from there. How you doing, ma'am?
Good. So yes, my name is Shayla, aka Miss Thoroughbred. This is my shop, So Thorough. I do all kind of anything dealing with fashion. Alterations, I do custom work, I do remakes, I do pattern making, just anything dealing with fashion. I also have my own brand and website. The website is sothorough.com. The brand that I sell up there is my brand Thoroughbred, which is just me.
Awesome. I think it's pretty cool.
Thank
Cool. And like I said, I definitely like the shop. You got a lot of nice things in here. The reason why I reached out to you, I kind of want to, pick your brain about, just the inspiration and the motivation, behind, you wanting to, not only, specialize in making these clothes, but, to have your own brand and, just kind of, if you can, kind of talk about that,
It just all kind of manifested itself over time. So it started out, I really just wanted to design. But I knew in order to design, I had to know how to sew. Right. A lot of people don't really think those two go hand in hand, but it does. Right. You can be a designer though and not know how to sew, but I just think it's better if you know how to sew. So yeah, just over time, just having that interest in sewing and designing and perfecting my skill, I started learning other things that I could do as far as tailoring. So I started working at tailor shops. As I worked those, it kind of gave me a feel for running a business.
Okay.
So then it's like, okay, I'm doing all this for everyone else. I can kind of do this for myself.
Exactly.
And the whole time I was still working in these tailor shops, learning how to sew, perfecting my skill at sewing. I was still doing my thing on the, at home as far as building my brand, which was the Thoroughbred brand. Started out as just t-shirts. I just made t-shirts, just pushing the brand itself because that was me. I feel like I'm a thoroughbred. That's me. So I'm just pushing the brand, getting myself out there, and it just turned into this. Like I just stayed with it. I didn't give up. I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted my own shop. I didn't know what exactly I was going to do in my shop, but I knew it was going to entail, sewing or something. But now I sell my own brand. I make clothes, custom clothes for people. I do wedding gowns. I do a lot.
That's what's up. I kind of want to touch on something that you just said. Like, you said you were working in a tailoring shop, like when you first got started. I think that's, pretty cool. And I want to highlight on that because I know during that experience, you got a chance, you meeting different people from different walks of life. And, just, it's all about networking. That's what I tried to do my best to do that.
Different.
But yeah, so I definitely think that's pretty cool. You know, you're in a tailoring shop and you already have this passion, this dream that you want, but now you're around people that got, you know, different connections and different walks of life. So you're able to, you know, hear different opinions or get, you know, advice from, you know, people that you might not encounter every day. So I think, you know, it's once again, I want to just highlight, you know, the networking that you did. So I think that's definitely pretty cool.
It was definitely different from what my everyday life was.
Right.
Being in the tailor shop, I was dealing with more of a higher class of people, I will say.
Right.
So I learned a lot dealing with them as far as business goes, and just building that connection with people too along the way. So
okay, yeah, definitely is, because you never know, you know, who you're going to meet, and you know who can inspire you or who you can inspire, and yeah, it's just all about networking. I kind of want to touch on, you know, some of your fashion, because as I wasn't thinking about this at first, but as we sit here, I kind of remember, you know, in high school, I think you always had a sense of fashion, because I don't know if you were the first one to do it, but I remember when the trend came with the whole jersey dress. I remember you being, you know,
I was the first one to do it.
Okay, all right. So
in our hometown, definitely, I was the first to do it.
And I definitely want to, you know, touch on that, because I remember that whole era, and and now, you know, you see that everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I definitely think that's cool, and you know, having that sense of fashion and, you know, taking it to the next level. So
that actually got me my first job sewing. When I made that jersey dress, I first worked at high school. All the girls at school was like, "Oh, can I get one?"
Right.
Everyone was wondering how could they get one or whatever. I'm sorry, give me a second.
It's okay.
You can leave it on the counter. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. That's just part of running a business, you know?
Yeah.
So no problem at all. No problem at all. But yes, continue, please.
Okay. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, okay. As far as the jersey dress. Yeah, I wore it to school. All the girls loved it. They were asking how could I get one. You know, I started, you know, taking orders, making them. I walked into Brick City. I don't know if you remember Brick City. That was downtown Greenville.
Yeah,
I walked in Brick City with the dress that I had made, and the owner of it was like, "Where'd you get that? Like, I've been trying to get those in my store. Where'd you get it?" And I told him I made it. He was like, "Really?" He's like, "So if I give you some jerseys off my wall right now, you can take them home and do." I'm like, "Yeah." So he did it right then, right there, and I started making jersey dresses for his store, and that really sparked my interest, getting money, doing the, you know, what I like to do.
Right.
So it was like, yeah, let me see how far I can really go with this.
Once again, networking. You know, networking. That's why it's very important.
And putting yourself out there.
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to do here with this brand. But this is not about me, so I don't even want to start talking about me. But I definitely like what you're doing. You know, as far as like I said, having this dream, and you know, some people have dreams and they can't see them, you know, come to light. But having this passion and sticking with it through the years, so I think that's pretty cool. Could you kind of touch on the process of how it was, you know, getting the shop open, and because I know, you know, those things aren't overnight.
Oh yeah. So for everyone though, it's definitely different. I will say I feel like anyone opening a business or starting a business, it's different for everyone, because everybody has different walks of life. So you're going to experience different things. So I can just only give you my experience and how it went for me. Yeah, for me, I was almost to my breaking point, like just working for people, and I had my baby.
Right.
So I had my second daughter, had just had her, and I just happened to be going by this complex here they had just built. This was 3 years ago.
Okay.
4 years ago, actually, they were building it. That's what it was. They were in the process of building it. And I kept going by. It's just something in me. Maybe it was God telling me, like, this going to be it. Right. I kept going up there, asking them, you know, when will it be available? I'm interested, whatever. So the guy, he took an interest, and he was like, I'm going to hold it for you.
Right.
It took him a little bit to get it, you know, up and running. When he got it, I took my whole income tax and put on, you know, opening this shop. Like, I didn't think nothing else I was going to do with it. I knew that was going to be what I did. Open this shop, take that chance. I didn't care. I was ready. I was fed up, ready to do it. But I learned I learned along the way what I needed to do to have a proper business. It wasn't something that I already knew. I took the chance of just getting the building and getting in here because I knew my work ethic, I knew my skill, so I knew it was a need for it.
Right.
So I stuck with it. But as time went on, I definitely had to get it, my business registered. I had to get a EIN number as far as the business goes, LLC, different things like that, more of the business side. And I don't know, things just started, as I was learning, it started falling into place, and it is what you see now.
I heard that, and it's nice, definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. So yes, I definitely think that's, like I said, I definitely think that's pretty dope. The whole concept of, having a dream and seeing it, come to, being the best that it can be and sticking with it. A few more questions that I wanted to ask as far as your clientele. What I want to say, I don't really want to say what demographic, but mainly like what age group would you say?
Honestly, I deal with every demographic in the book. My brand itself is it's me. So I say that because what you see is what you get, right?
Right.
And when you see me, I already know you kind of got the idea of
right
who Shayla is,
Right.
So that brand is more of that urban streetwear, but I also have high-end clients that I do tailoring for. They buy these expensive dresses and they need to be altered a certain way.
Okay.
So I really have a realm of everyone that I service.
Understandable. And, just the fact that, like you said, this dream, started with, I don't want to, say something incorrect, but just knowing that sewing is a main part of this dream and this job that, like you said, that, when you're working on your own things, your own fashions, and you still have people who need other services like tailoring service, the services that you learn from, a previous job. So how that all connects is, that's pretty dope. And I kind of want to highlight that because, like I said in a previous video, some skills that you learn while you're trying to accomplish a bigger dream, those same skills will help you, when you have that dream. So just kind of want to touch on that, that you did a lot of tailoring and, people still bring you stuff in that they won't alter and stuff. So I definitely think that's pretty cool. So another thing I wanted to ask you was the motivation or kind of the inspiration behind the logo. And I think it's a pretty dope logo. So I just want to know how you came up with that.
That kind of manifested itself as well. Like over years, it was a transition. It started out thoroughbred, right? When you hear the word thoroughbred, you think, or the term thoroughbred, you think of what?
A horse.
Yes.
Right.
So that's what it was at first. It was two horses almost like battling each other.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it's just over time, and things that I went through in my life.
Right.
I started realizing like I'm a beast out here. Like just things that I've endured, just how I've just overcome them. Like I'm really a beast, and God kept showing me a gorilla. Like it was so weird. It started. I did it once with my my first transition, my logo. It was the real, and it had the gorilla in it, and everybody loved it. So I was like, okay, I might got something here.
Right.
And I just started playing with the gorilla. Like, okay, this is me. How can I make this really be me? Like, and I don't know. It just came to be.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It definitely, that makes perfect sense. With the passion that you have, and if you can, kind of compare that to an animal, I can definitely see the gorilla being, matching more of, the passion and the personality of the business than, the horse, even though it is, thoroughbred, but it definitely makes sense with that. So one thing I kind of want to touch on, because I've never been properly educated about this, but the process of, getting your logo on these clothes, like, is that like, it's not as easy as people think. I really don't want you to give away too much game about how that process is, but
I mean, it's enough out here for everybody to eat. So.
Right.
It's really not that hard. Once you have a logo, but the thing is, your logo has to be universal almost.
Right.
Like something you can throw on anything and still work. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think a lot of people get wrapped up in the details of it, and sometimes less is more.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
So, but yeah, once you get your logo and having it like a vector file, something with no background, you can pretty much put it on anything. Like, it's not as hard as I think people think it is. The hardest part is probably coming up with your logo.
Right. It makes sense.
Something that, you know, fits you and works.
Understandable. So yes, ma'am. I definitely I like the shop.
Thank you.
I like all of the fashion that I've seen posted online. And before we wrap things up, I kind of want to touch on, you know, marketing and advertisement. Like, is social media like your main tool of marketing that will bring
my biggest, and word of mouth.
Okay. Yes.
How you treat people, the experience you give them, they definitely gonna talk about it.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? So we treat everyone pretty much the same, give them that same energy. You know, you get what you give.
Oh yeah, I definitely can understand that. I definitely understand. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
So any advice that you could share with any young entrepreneur, you know, trying to start their business, whether it's fashion or anything else?
Any business that you're trying to start or really interested in doing, you just got to do it. You got to take that risk. Without risk, there's no reward. Like sometimes you just got to step out on faith, and God gonna lead your way as long as you keep Him first. He's gonna definitely lead your way, and it's gonna all fall into place. It takes time. It's not gonna happen overnight. I've been doing this for 20 years,
right?
And you know, just now getting to this point. So, but I never gave up. That's the key. Never giving up. You got to see beyond where you are now.
Exactly. So I definitely thank you for doing this for me. I think we're gonna wrap it up right here. We definitely learned a lot today. And one thing I can say with all of these projects that I've been doing, I'm trying to, you know, raise awareness and, you know, kind of put a spotlight on, you know, people that's, you know, doing their own thing. But during this process, I'm learning a lot too. So thank you for this interview, and I hope my viewers, you know, I hope they learn something on the way. Hope they're enjoying this good content. And this has been another edition of Queens of the City, Volume 8, and we're going to wrap things up just like that. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it. It's more to live for, and we all have more to live for, and we're going to wrap that up just like that. Peace and blessings to all. Let's see where we at.